Welcome to The Author Show, where we feature new authors and books, from fiction to self-help and everything in between. You'll find it all at theauthorshow.com. That's theauthorshow.com. And now let the show begin.
Hi, this is Linda Thompson, your host for The Author Show. In her bio, author Dana L. Brown says she went from bank to books. So it's not surprising that the protagonist in Dana's debut novel, Lottie Loser, ends up as the first female market president of a bank. But that's really just a side note of the story. Dana joins us today to tell us more about Lottie Loser. Dana, welcome to The Author Show.
Thank you, Linda. It's my pleasure to be with you today.
Dana, will you give us a quick overview of Lottie Loser?
I'd love to. Lottie is a young girl who is not necessarily the prettiest girl in the class, but definitely the smartest. A new family moves into town, and she immediately falls in love with a little boy when she is 9 years old. They go through life as best friends. She thinks she has found her true love, and something happens their senior year of high school to make her run away. Lottie vacillates between her life as a child and her life now as a beautiful, successful market president. And it's really the story of forgiveness and the empowerment that comes from forgiveness, because Lottie wouldn't forgive Nick, and it really turned her life around.
I love the contemporary romance genre, and I'm always interested in how an author came up with their storyline. So tell us, what sparked your interest that led to your creating Lottie Loser?
It really all goes back to my love of reading. I am a voracious reader. My husband and I have a lake home, and when he is out on the boat fishing or doing whatever it is he enjoys, I read. And having a Kindle made it very easy to download stories. And I just started falling in love with strong women who had a story behind them. Now, I've got to say today, I really enjoy reading books. I think since I've become an author, I enjoy having an actual book in my hand. But I like the stories of love. I like a little bit of a star-crossed lover aspect, but I like a strong, caring female character. So that's what I write.
What type of reader or age group do you think would be most interested in reading Lottie Loser?
I like to say anything from 18 with no holds barred. My mother is 93 and she's read it. The people who seem to enjoy it the most are middle-aged women, but I also have a lot in the late teens and early 20s, 30s who tell me, oh, I love that book. I can't wait for the next one to come out. It is definitely geared to women, but I have had several men read it and they enjoy it as well. So I just think it definitely is meant for adults. So I say I recommend no earlier than 18, but after that, the sky's the limit.
Since this is your debut novel, do you feel that there was any other author that may have influenced your style of writing?
I like Liliana Hart and Marina Adair a lot, and they both have been big influences on my writing.
Dana, are your characters based on people you know, or are they purely imaginary?
A little bit of both. Lottie is definitely some of me with some upgrades, I like to say. Nick is truly imaginary. He's just my book boyfriend.
Well, Lottie and Nick are really very interesting characters. Will they return to us in a sequel or a series?
Actually, Lottie is book one of a series that I call the AMI or Anna Maria Island series. And yes, the sequel, Call Me Charlotte, released in May of 2018.
How many books do you have planned for the AMI series?
The third book, The Greysons, is already written. We'll be going to the publisher any day. And then we'll just see. I may have a different protagonist that comes from within the series, but Nick and Charlotte will just be cameos going forward.
It appears to me that Lottie Loser is a rather complicated romance, but there's a bit of mystery as well. Did you discover a preference of one over the other, romance versus mystery?
I have gone through periods of my life where I loved reading only mysteries, periods where I loved reading only romance. So it's really just a compilation of the two genres that I really enjoy.
The setting for Lottie Loser, as we mentioned, is Anna Maria Island, Florida. Is this an actual place, and why did you choose this particular island?
It is an actual place. My parents actually lived there for 30 years. We went there every year for a vacation, and we just fell in love with it. We still go there for our vacations.
I believe Lottie Loser is an award winner. Will you share a bit about that with us?
I would love to. Lottie Loser won a silver medal, a national award from the Florida Authors and Publishers Association in 2017. It was just beyond my wildest dreams that my debut novel could win an award like this, and it just meant the world to me.
Well, congratulations on that. Let's hope that your success continues. If you could compare Lottie Loser with any other, what would that other book be?
It's a little bit like the Sophia Kinsella novels, The Shopaholic. It's got some fun in there. It's got some romance, a little bit of quirkiness, like you said, a little bit of mystery. It's just got a little bit of everything, I think.
Will you share with us some of the feedback that you've received from readers?
I've received nothing but positive feedback. It has just been amazing. I look at my reviews. People can't wait for the next book to come out. I have even had people follow me to speaking engagements. And my husband says he'll watch them, and they're actually saying the words with me as I read. That means that they have memorized that book. So, I mean, it has just been wonderful. I feel like I've got my own little groupies, and that means a lot to an author.
Yeah, having your own groupies, that's pretty cool. So when you go out and do these talks, your husband goes with you. What a marvelous sense of support. Does he read your books?
He does. He does not read like I do. He doesn't love it, but of course he has read both. And he always says, I'm going to get a sign to put around my neck that says, I'm not Nick.
Well, okay, since he's not an avid reader, do you have a group of friends or other relatives that act as your beta readers?
You know, when I wrote Lottie, I didn't let anybody read it. This was my book. I didn't want any interference at all. So I've got to say with Lottie, nobody read it until it was out and published. With the next book, I did let my daughters, I have 3 daughters, and I let them read it. And they've been very good beta readers for me.
Did you include a message in Lottie Loser that you would like your readers to remember?
The real message is look at the big picture. Don't judge. Don't be quick to make decisions. And just remember that forgiveness is really the best thing for you. Staying upset doesn't usually hurt the other person, but it certainly hurts you. So the empowerment of forgiveness is the real theme of all my books.
What a great message. So, Dana, will you please read a short excerpt from Lottie Loser for our listeners?
I would love to. There was so much emotion in his voice that Charlotte couldn't help but put her arms around him. Noah had been just another pawn in the FBI's chess game, and she was tired of them yanking around people whom she cared about. You're a good man, Noah Greyson, she said, giving him a big squeeze. How can it be that no woman has captured your heart? Who said one hasn't, he answered quietly. Charlotte pulled away from his embrace and asked excitedly, Who is it, Noah? Is it someone I know? He looked up at her, and with his brown eyes met hers, she had her answer, and her heart ached. Oh, Noah, she said as she started to cry. He lifted her chin and smiled down at her. Don't cry, Shortcake. It's okay, really. Does Nick know? She stammered, almost afraid to hear the answer. Sure he does. Why do you think he got so mad whenever he saw me touching you? You were always Nick's girl, Lottie. I knew there was never a chance for me, but I've got to admit it was kind of fun torturing him. Charlotte hung her head, ashamed of how selfishly she'd held on to her hurt, like she was the only person to ever experience it. When Noah left, she was going to call her mom and tell her she was coming for a visit. She was finally ready to leave the past behind and let the Greyson family move forward without her. It might kill her, but it was the right thing to do. Just then, Noah's cell phone rang. He looked down at the caller ID and ignored it. As soon as the ringing stopped, it started again, and this time he answered. Hey, Pop, what's up? He said casually into the phone. His back became rigid, and his color changed from summer bronze to ghostly white. I'll be right there, he said, ending the call. What is it, Noah? Charlotte asked. What's wrong with Pop? He just shook his head, and with tears running down his face, he said, It's Nick, Lottie. He's been shot.
Oh my gosh. All right. So now, where can we learn more about you, about your other books, and where can we purchase Lottie Loser?
I have a website. It's danalbrownbooks.com. It tells a little bit about Lottie Loser as well as the sequel, Call Me Charlotte. For now, there's nothing about the Greysons. I also do a blog weekly, so you can go to my blog. You can see a gallery of pictures. You can see some endorsements from authors that have been kind enough to share them. So the danalbrownbooks.com is a great resource. You can buy books from my publisher, Southern, and that's just like South, Southern Yellow Pines Publishing. It's out of Tallahassee, Florida. And of course, all the regular major retail sellers have them. They carry them, the books, the ebooks, everything.
Dana, I really enjoyed talking with you today. Here's where I can reveal that I've read Lottie Loser and I've loved every page. I'm looking forward to delving into book 2 shortly. We have a lot of listeners who I just know will love Lottie Loser as much as I did. Thank you for taking time to share Lottie with us, and I hope that when you publish your next book, you'll come back and chat with us again.
Thank you, Linda. I love talking with you as well. It would be great to come back. That would be wonderful.
Is there a better way to close a show than with a great review? Here's one for Lottie Loser. I loved Lottie Loser. The characters are relatable, and I enjoyed the chapters going back and forth between now and then. I decided to read this book because it was one of my favorite places to visit, Anna Maria Island. There is even a nice twist in the book regarding my alma mater. I can't wait to read Call Me Charlotte. And I thank you for listening. Please visit theauthorshow.com to listen to other featured authors. These interviews are available to book buyers worldwide on demand every day, 24/7. And for those who like audiobooks, please check out our audiobook store at theaudiobookmarket.com. If you have written a book and would like to be a guest on the show, visit theauthorshow.com, complete the interview request form, and we will contact you shortly thereafter. The Author Show is a great way to market your book by getting in front of your target audience with a high-quality interview that will make a real impact. Please visit us again as we continue to bring you great books and very interesting authors on The Author Show.
Thanks for listening to The Author Show. Find out more about authors and their work at theauthorshow.com. Theauthorshow.com. Tune in next time to another great author on The Author Show.